Every chapter starts with a choice, and I'm ready to write the next one. A new number, a new challenge, a new family. I will be dropping the number 7 for Spire Motorsports 2026 in the NASCAR Cup Series. The next chapter starts now.
Good afternoon. Thank you to everyone for attending today's event and tuning in on the live stream. Also want to thank our friends with the media for taking the time to come out and join us today, and also for your dedication to our sport all year long. We'd also like to thank the NASCAR Productions team for setting all of this up, helping us to plan it and making sure everything looked great at the NASCAR Productions facility in Studio 3. As we approach the end of the 2025 season, all of us at Spire Motorsports can look back on a season full of change, struggle, and a lot of growth. Despite the challenges, there's no question that this year has been a successful one. With 3 pole awards, 6 top 5s, 16 top 10s, and 233 laps led, we've also secured team best results at 8 different tracks. This has been the most successful season for Spire Motorsports in all categories since the inception in 2019. Moving into 2026, we continue to bolster our competition efforts with fresh talent and dedicated partnerships. Joining us today are Spire Motorsports co-owner Jeff Dickerson, CEO of Freeway Insurance, Cesar Soriano, a multi-time Cup Series winner and 2016 NASCAR Xfinity Series champion, Daniel Suarez. As the first foreign-born NASCAR National Series champion, Daniel has set the standard for young drivers looking to advance through NASCAR's international ladder system. He brings 9 years of Cup Series experience at the highest level of our sport and a devoted fan base that surpasses borders. Freeway Insurance has been a partner of Daniel since 2021. They continue to build their brand within NASCAR over the last 5 seasons and will continue to do so moving forward. We are excited to have both Daniel and Freeway Insurance join the Spire Motorsports family for the 2026 season, and we can now officially announce that Daniel Suarez is the new driver of the number 7 for Spire Motorsports in the NASCAR Cup Series. We'll start with Jeff. Jeff, if you could just tell us about the decision to bring Daniel to Spire Motorsports for next season.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think his resume obviously speaks for itself. He's been a mainstay in the garage for several years. Look, I think when it came down to it, it's just a thing where I think we need each other, you know, and so I was kind of drawn to the, you know, I think all of us love a good story of redemption and giving people a platform to prove doubters wrong. And so I think in this case, I think we wanted to, Daniel needs to show everybody that this year was an outlier, and we want to show everybody that the 7 cars performance this year was an outlier as well.
Perfect. Daniel, Freeway Insurance has been with you for several seasons. What does it mean to continue representing a brand that's grown alongside your career?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you all of you guys for being here. Heather, Jill Gregory for being here, Cesar, Rose. I mean, it's been a huge privilege to be able to not just represent Freeway Insurance, but also to take it to the next level and be able to connect with my community, because I believe that my relationship with Freeway Insurance it goes more far away than just a sponsorship. You know, we have very similar goals. For me, it's something very personal to be able to connect with my community and to give back to my community, to represent my community, and obviously to inspire also my community. So Freeway Insurance, as we all know, is one of their goals as well. They have a large percentage of customers and employees Hispanic. So for me, that's a very big deal. It's very, very personal, and they've been a huge supporter of myself for a handful of years now. You know, we were talking about this actually last night, how for me it's almost like the Cinderella story, how we started together, you know, with Freeway Insurance in a one speechment deal, and then it just continued to grow, and right now here we are making this move into Spire Motorsports as a primary sponsor, and I'm sure that we're going to continue to grow together. So I can't thank enough Cesar Soriano, Rose for all the love and support, and I can't wait to continue to write history together.
So, sir, we know that Daniel has a very loyal fan base, and I know Freeway's fan base has also grown over the years. We've emphasized hard work and perseverance as the goals of your company and your values, and those are also values that Daniel shares with you. He's become a role model for so many in the Latino communities, which also represents your brand as well. How do those shared values strengthen the partnership as we move forward?
You know, in addition to the hard work and perseverance that you mentioned, for us, we were looking for somebody that would represent and, more importantly, take a personal approach to be our brand ambassador. And when you think about it, when you think about my own employees or teammates and our customers, it's about living the American dream. And there's no better driver, in my personal opinion, I'm biased, but than Daniel Suarez, who is living that personal dream. And he demonstrates that with hard work, perseverance, loyalty, and trust, you can achieve all your goals. And he's doing it today. And so loyalty works both ways, and we've stayed loyal with Daniel.
Absolutely. And I think we've seen that over the years. Daniel's been very committed to making sure he stays in the sport. At this time, we'll take some questions from the media. I know some of you have some things you'd like to hear about. So we'll go with Zach first.
This is actually NASCAR.com. Daniel, excuse me, first for you, what made this the right fit for you personally?
To me, to be quite honest with you, it was a no-brainer. If you look at the last 3 years, how Spire Motorsports has grown in the last 3 years. I mentioned this to Jeff. I said, Jeff, 3 years ago, probably I wasn't looking at Spire Motorsports as an option. Right now, I believe that is the fastest growing team in NASCAR. And I want to be part of that. I know that that they are not even close to be done. They are just getting started. So the way that they are building the team, I can see that the foundation is strong. Everything that Jeff and the entire team at Spire Motorsports they have been able to do in a very short period of time is quite impressive to look at it from the outside. And you know, I was just very excited to see this new chapter and this opportunity. And just like Jeff mentioned, you know, this year it was not the way that I really wanted it to go with my team, and the same thing with the seven. So I believe that we both have some things that we want to get back in place, and we're hungry to do that. You know, Julia is not gonna let me lie. Like, I've been extremely anxious to get this day and to get to work because I know that it's gonna take some work. This off season is gonna be busy, but I just can't wait to get to work with this group because I know that they're capable of a lot, and I can't wait to get going.
Jeff, same question for you. Why is Daniel the right fit for the 7 team to help maximize that potential in 2026?
Yeah, I mean, having a veteran voice, you know, that's got some roots in that garage, you know, but you know, I don't want to discount. It's really the chip. You know what I mean? Like, I think with our team, and you know, I appreciate Daniel saying that, and obviously our stats, you know, prove that we've had a really good year. So it's like we're just at a different place in our, you know, in our journey, right? We're not like a problem that needs to be solved anymore, right? It's really just trying to find that we've got the speed, you know, we need the execution, right? That's what's really held us back, you know, this year from those stats even being more impressive. And so, and I think that's what Daniel sees with us, and it's just like, you know, we just need kind of like a veteran, steady hand that can offer his, you know, his wisdom that he's seen in this garage and in this sport and plenty of organizations. And so it's just like, you know, we're looking to tap into that and just, you know, like you said, I don't think 6 months ago either one of us thought that we would be sitting in,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, in this studio. But it's like, I think there's a real power here in showing everybody that I guess in some ways both of us are better than what we showed this year.
Perfect. John.
John, if fan buzz. I was curious, Jeff, you know, when you talk about that execution part, what is it you've seen from Daniel that kind of gives you that full confidence he's going to be able to provide that steady hand you're looking for?
Yeah, he maximizes his days, right? And I think I don't think he makes any. I mean, please, terribly dumb, issues out there, right, or really big mistakes. I think, as we've kind of like been watching him here and trying to, listening on the radio and just kind of watching how he does it, he's going to fit in perfect. I think in these situations, it's like, I don't think we have to do anything really that much different, and I don't want Daniel doing anything different. Daniel knows how to do this. Daniel's won races at every level, right? He's won a championship. So we don't need him to be anybody that he's not. And I don't want him pressing. I think obviously we want to build a good team around him, right? And then and just let him do his thing, and I think we'll be fine.
Thank you.
Perfect. We'll go to Kelly.
Kelly Crandall, Racer.com. One for Daniel, one for Jeff. Jeff, first off, Sparks has been splitting his time between the crew chief role and competition director. Has any decision been made on whether he'll stay with Daniel, or are you going to be looking for a crew chief?
Yeah, I don't know that we've made a decision just yet, right? I mean, we've been playing, we've been trying to see what's happening in the garage, right? But to your, I'm not necessarily interested in any more dual roles, right? I feel like we've been out of balance here a little bit since we moved on from Rodney. And I think the biggest thing where I sit is just getting everybody back, in one place and just let us go forward.
Daniel, what relationship do you have with, or of any, with Michael, with Carson, with everybody who you're going to be working with and teammates with next year?
Yeah, Michael and we became very close after we got into a fight in 2019. Actually, I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's true. Before then, Michael and I were just two drivers, and after that incident, we actually became good friends. And Michael called me this morning, so I've been actually talking to him quite a bit about the system, the process, people. So I believe actually that Michael and we are going to be able to brainstorm a lot, not just in our individual teams, but in everything as an organization as well. And obviously Carson, I haven't had the opportunity to talk to Carson yet, but he's extremely talented driver. He has done, you can see his raw speed. Obviously he's very young, he's still learning a lot of different things. So I think it's gonna be exciting to be, to have the opportunity to work with two drivers that to me are actually quite different, with Michael and Carson. So, but yeah, I'm super excited for the opportunity. It's a great opportunity for me. I feel like, honestly, right now I feel like it's kind of like my first year in the Cup Series. Like I just feel like everything is new. A lot of butterflies in my stomach, and I'm super excited to get going. So I know that we still have a couple races left this year, and I have always said that you're as good as your last race. So I want to close my chapter strong this year, but I can't wait to start working towards 2026.
Okay, great. Anyone else? Deb?
Deb Williams, Auto Week. Daniel, when did this talk start with Spire, and how did this come about?
Yeah, so I was in a little bit of a tricky situation this year because I knew there was going to be a change for a while, but I couldn't talk to anyone. So really the conversation started once I was able to start having conversations contractually with people, and the very first person I tried to reach out was already Jeff and Dan Torres, because I mean, like I said, I have seen what these guys have been able to build in a very, very short period of time, and these things, they don't happen by coincidence or by luck. It's everything planned, and I believe that they are far from their full potential. And I mentioned this to Jeff. I say, Jeff, I'm seeing this train going up. I want to jump in it. so make a space for me because I really want to be part of that. I can see how this organization has good, solid foundation, and every single year they break their own records. And I can't wait. I mean, I was talking to Dan Torres actually last week, and he said, man, this year has been very good, but we haven't won yet. We want to win races, and eventually we want to be real contenders for championship. Not just make the playoffs to say that we make the playoffs and okay, that's it. No. It's to be real contenders. So what do we have to do to be able to get there? And I believe that the foundation is right to be able to do that, and I can't wait to be part of it.
Lewis?
I'm Lewis Frank, Kicking the Tires. Jeff, even before the next-gen car, engineering became so important aside from obviously driving the cars, what is the role of drivers today?
That's a good question. I mean, you know what? They make it go. I mean, I think drivers are as important now than ever, right? I don't. Certainly, they have to have the car has to give them what they want, right? And in a lot of cases, you're just trying to give them a feel that they can just go out and race with, right? But you know, when we're chasing like the smallest margins, you know, and I'm telling you, I think drivers are way more important now than they've ever been. I think it's backwards. I think on restarts, it's you know, it's a lot easier to pass them when you're, you know,
When you're
coming up
slower.
to speed. Yeah. And I think as tight as it is, it's really just like no mistakes, and it's good feedback, and it's building a chemistry, you know, with your team, and it revolves all around them. I mean, like who are we kidding? I mean, this is a driver-focused sport, and they make it go.
Perfect. Anybody else? No? One more? Yeah.
As far as I can tell from the release, it's a one-year deal. Why just 1 year to start? And is that the case?
Don't we?
What's
I think we have a. I think it's. I mean, we have a path forward for multiple years. You know, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that really the goal is to continue. Like Jeff mentioned, right now, today, we're in the position where we want to prove each other that we can do this together. But my goal, and I'm sure that the Spire Motorsports goal and Jeff's goal, is to make this a long-term relationship, and hopefully we can write a great chapter together. You know, winning races, fighting for championships, and starting to hang banners in the race shop.
All right, well, thank you all for coming and joining us today. Thank you to everybody for tuning into the live stream. We're really excited to close out this season and get started on next year with Cesar and Daniel and making a path forward for the number 7 team at Spire.